Warning, this video contains spoilers to The Truman Show.
Coming to you live from the blue void he lives in, it's The Dallin Show!
Hey everybody, it's Dallin, and what if your entire life were being broadcasted to millions of people and everybody in your life were actors? Yeah, that would be pretty weird. And hey, that reminds me of a certain movie all about that. The Truman Show. The Truman Show was released on June 5th, 1998, directed by Peter Weir and starring Jim Carrey. So, I guess it's time for a deep dive into The Truman Show. Truman Burbank lives in what seems like a perfect ordinary life until he starts noticing some strange things happening around him. Slowly, he discovers that his entire world is actually a giant TV set and everyone he knows is an actor. As Truman begins to question his reality, he sets out to find the truth and take control of his own life. This is honestly just such an amazing concept for a movie. It just sounds and is so much fun and interesting, and it's executed perfectly. The story is just so good. Watching Truman seeing all these strange things happening around him is so captivating, and watching him begin to go crazy really shapes this movie so well. Now, the characters in The Truman Show are extremely well written. Starting with Truman himself, he's fantastic, and Jim Carrey is perfect as Truman. He plays this role perfectly and he makes Truman so extremely likable and hilarious. And if there was a real show all about him, I could see why people would want to watch it. Now, the other characters, like his wife Meryl, are good too. The very obvious advertisements and the part where she says, "You're scaring me," are really good parts of the movie. Now, Truman's friend Marlin isn't the most interesting character, in my opinion. He's not necessarily a bad character, and the actor plays him well, but for me, the character doesn't really stand out that much. Finally, we have Christoph, the creator of The Truman Show. He shows up more in the end, though, but nonetheless, he's a good character, and the actor does play him well. Moving on to the cinematography and visuals, I love the camera angles they have. They usually show the perspective of the hidden cameras, which perfectly captures the vibe of the film. It almost feels like security cameras sometimes. The town, on the other hand, has a really interesting set design. It just feels really fake, like an AI generated town from the 1950s. But of course, all of that was intentional, so in that case, they executed that perfectly. Moving on to the music, I must say the music definitely adds to the atmosphere, and I really love when they just play classical music at random times. But there is one track, and that is the one that plays at the end credits. I find this one very odd because it doesn't fit the vibe of the movie at all. It sounds like something that would be playing in an Alien or Predator movie. But for me, one of the best parts of The Truman Show has got to be the ending. Truman is riding on his boat, searching for an exit to get to Sylvia, and wouldn't you know, he finds one. He walks up the stairs and he starts talking to Kristoff. Then he says this signature line that he's used throughout the movie. "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." Takes a bow and leaves. This has got to be one of the best endings I've ever seen in a movie. It's just so poetic and grand. Also, one tiny little thing I do love about the movie is at the very beginning with the opening credits, it says created by Kristoff and starring Truman Burbank as himself. They even created fake names for the actors that played Marilyn Marlin, which is a great little attention to detail that I love. Anyways, I just think this movie is so good, and for my final rating, I'll give it 4.7 stars. And that was my review of The Truman Show. And hey, what movie do you want me to review next? Comment it down below, and I might just do it. Anyways, goodbye and. What the?